Welcome to the Wordcrafters Guild. This is the first podcast of the Wordcrafters Guild, and I am Midhu. I'm based out in Bangalore. I am a risk and governance professional. I am an NLP certified coach and founded this writing and self expression group for women. So, if you are someone who wants to join the group, and if you want an accountability partner, in fact, a group of accountability partners who motivate you daily to write, to read, to self express, then this is the group for you. So, this is the very first podcast of the Wordcrafters Guild, and we have a very first guest, Mr. Divesh Soni out here. Welcome, Divesh, to the channel. Welcome to
Hi,
the
Vidhu.
Wordcrafters Guild. Podcast number one, starting with you.
Thank you very much. That's my pleasure to have to be in your podcast. I'm the first podcast. That's a good opportunity for me. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you for coming on at such a short notice. It's a pleasure to have you here. Alrighty, so let's get going. So Devesh, I know you're based in Noida. My geography is
Mhm.
pretty bad. So Noida, Gurgaon, where exactly are you? Somewhere in the NCR region?
Yes, so this is NCR region, and Noida is pretty far from Gurgaon. It's almost 50 kilometers from Gurgaon. So it is based in Uttar Pradesh. Uh, on the way to, so when you go to Agra from Delhi, Noida will be something which will be crossing. So yeah.
Okay. And I know that you are a corporate employee and you feel strongly for the word purpose. So there's a lot of
Mhm.
things that you stand for, that you advocate, and you are also a professional speaker. So tell us a little more about yourself that your LinkedIn doesn't tell us.
That's an interesting question. Uh, so I am what I am, and people who knows me, they know that there's nothing I keep inside. So I just make it free flow for everyone. So if we talk about LinkedIn, I think I have posted almost even about my family also I have posted on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn knows everything about me, but still there are if you ask something beyond LinkedIn, uh, I think I'm very much passionate about wellness, holistic wellness kind of stuff, where uh, I really feel that people should take care of their body much more than anything else, just because your body is something, is something which is kind of a temple. So we do a lot of prayers and everything in in the temple, and we clean those every day at home. So body is something like that because your soul is part of a god, and because of that your body is also kind of temple. So it's very important to take care of a body, because more of everything which your soul will do, that will do only because of your body. So that is something which I'm really passionate about. I feel for, I mean, it's not something I do. I have to think about it. I have to study, and I have to prepare for those things. I just feel that your body has to be taken care. It has to be given some time, and yeah. So I just that's something maybe I have posted few things on LinkedIn, but still majority is not there.
Sure. Where all do you write about wellness? And can you tell us a little more about wellness before we move ahead?
So wellness in the sense that, see, there are, I mean, I will not give that, I mean, the deeper gyan, but the only thing which I want to say is that your physical, I'm just talking about the physical body. So there are people who are talking about, mind and
Yes.
your soul, but I'm mainly focusing on the physical body, because physical body is your infrastructure. If the infrastructure is not there, then the other things will not be working. So your hardware is very, very important. So I do feel that it has to be given much more attention so that you can function well. It's a mechanical thing, and it is important to understand about it, and then you use that as you want to do. I mean, as your soul wants to use that. So as you maintain your body as you do for your car or other mechanical stuff, I think it is also important to take care of that, so that the other things can be taken care, and you are well maintained. You don't have to if you don't maintain your car, it can sometime, if it doesn't, if it starts working, then it will be very difficult for you to drive the car. and it takes much more time. So it's important that you keep the maintenance on and keep going.
Thank you.
Yeah,
So maintain your body. Body is a temple, and integrate mind, body, and soul to keep going,
yeah,
to live
keep
your
going. Yeah,
fullest potential, something of that sort.
right. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, Devesh.
Right.
You've also authored a book. Can you tell us a little?
Hmm. Yes. So, actually, I started with a book called Aligning Your Goals with the Global Goals. That's how I started. It was taking a lot of time. And then in 2022, I did some online courses for, I mean, that was a free of course, a free of cost courses for people just to define their goals. And that gave me motivation about why I mean, this what the workshop which I have done. This can be printed on the book, and people can just carry that, and they can use that to define their goals. That was a motivation. That was the starting point. So I mean, the starting point was thinking about aligning your goals with the global goals. That the first book, which I'm still writing, that I just stopped that. I started writing this one. So the first part of the book talks. I mean, I'm talking about the first book, aligning your goals with the global goals. The first section of the book talks about knowing yourself, understanding your passion, understanding uh, get to know about your workable purpose. So I will talk about workable purpose, in a bit, but get to know your workable purpose and then define your goals around that. And the goals are nothing but solving some problem. Okay, and that problem can be as a small problem as you see around, solving some of the problem for the people so that they can uh, it can I mean it can help people to simplify their life, or it can be as big as sustainable development goals, where we have some bigger challenges which government and NGOs are working on, but that is not sufficient. We have seen those situations in COVID. We have seen situations like the crisis which is happening around. Even if government and NGO, they are trying their best with the good intention, but still it is very clear that it is not sufficient. We all have to contribute, whatever we can contribute as an individual, as an organization. So that was the main idea of the first book. So while writing, so I still have to do some research before I complete that book. But the first part was something which I thought, when I did the workshop, I thought that let's do this one first. But this is also important, how to define your goals. But defining your goals is like, every year we start and then we think about some goals, and we there are a lot of online videos there which floats around, and then you start writing your goals. But there is a data which says that by end of 30th January, I think half of the people, they forget about the goals which they have written. So how do we ensure that you are attached to the goal, and you make sure that you do the goal, and you achieve those things. So there are a few steps which I have written in the book, that how do you ensure that your goal has to be done. So the first part is understanding yourself. So I gave it a word called universe. So our body is also like universe. So it is not you and I, but YOUNIVERSE. That means, what is your universe? Understand yourself. Then cultivate your passion. So what are you? Who are you? So if people, those who are very close to you, how do they know about you? Okay. So, how do you cultivate the passion? So, the second part was cultivating your passion. So, the passion is like who you are, the closest person, the closest family members, or the friends. How do they know you? So that is something which is passion. So there are some questions which you can answer, and then you can cultivate your passion. Once you know about your passion, but passion, there is a challenge in passion, but that it is a selfish kind of experience, where you only think about yourself. But if that passion uh, contributes towards something which is beyond you, and it helps other, and it create a bigger impact which is beyond you, that becomes your purpose. I will give you one example. Like Sachin Tendulkar, if he is a good cricketer and he is passionate about cricket and he just plays for himself, then that is passion for him, which is good. Which is not bad that he's playing for him, and the entire nation is enjoying that. But then when he is done with the cricket, and now when he's thinking about how I can create that ecosystem where the people who are not capable of what difficulty he has faced throughout his journey, how he can create the ecosystem that people can also come in and they can be a good cricketer. So that will be a purpose because you are doing something beyond yourself. Okay. So once you define the purpose, then you think about your goal. So what is the big, you know, that is called moonshot. I called that term as a moonshot in the book. And what is your big thing which is in your mind? What exactly you want to do after 20 years? So that you can define. Once you do that, then forget about it because that has given you the direction. Come back to this year and define your yearly goals. Then you define your quarterly goals, and finally you do the daily routine. But there's a catch there that is very difficult because once you define that, execution part becomes very, very difficult. So there is another thing called accountability partner, which I have defined there. So we know about accountability partner because there are a lot of uh, talks on accountability partner. But that's very simple because I gave one example of my father because my when my father used to walk every day and without any gap, then when I thought about it, he did not have any gap because there was an accountability partner. There were two uncles who were waiting for him every day, and just because he did not want to let them down, he continued with his journey. So the last part is accountability partner, where it is a accountability partner is a person who can just help you, who can just check in and ask what is the progress, what is where have you moved from the last meeting which we had, and then if there's any progress, how you can celebrate. Celebration is also very important because that gives you your mind, your brain kind of uh, how do we say that? So that gives you assurance to your brain that you have done something good, you have achieved something, so that in future also you get that motivation to do that. There is a scientific theory called self-determination theory. So this entire flow is based on that self-determination theory, which is nothing but when you know about yourself. So there are three elements into that. One is autonomy. Then the second part is the competence. How do you progress? And finally, relationship. So the first part is the autonomy part where you understand about yourself, you become self-independent. The second part is when you define your goals and then you understand that how do you move toward the goals. That's your progress and your competency part because you know that to achieve that, what exactly you have to do. And finally, the relationship is accountability partner where you can together discuss about that. You know that there is a person who wants to who wants me to achieve the goal and who also wants to celebrate together. So that is something which the flow of the book because and that can help people to define their purposeful goals. Yeah.
Wow, that's quite a bit. I have a lot of questions to ask you, and I know that we do have a time limit to this podcast, but